They called her hot but dumb. That was the nickname whispered behind her back, the label plastered on her like a cruel tattoo she never asked for. People laughed, rolled their eyes, and assumed she had nothing more than a pretty face. But one day, when the cruel words became too loud, someone unexpected stood up for her. Not just anyone, but a man whose life had been defined by responsibility, love, and loss. A single dad who spoke with dignity, not just for her, but for every person who had ever been underestimated. And that moment? It changed everything. Sophia had always been the kind of girl who turned heads when she walked into a room. Long waves of dark hair, hazel eyes that caught the light, and a smile that seemed too perfect for this world. But to most people, that beauty was all she was worth. She worked at a small café downtown, serving lattes and cappuccinos with a cheerful smile. Customers flirted, men smirked, and women scoffed. The whispers never ended. Hot but dumb. She's probably just a face with no brain. She's pretty, but I wouldn't hire her for anything else. Sophia heard it all. Sometimes she laughed it off, pretending it didn't sting, but at night, lying alone in her tiny apartment, the words replayed like echoes in her chest. They didn't know she spent nights studying business management, that she had dreams of opening her own bakery, that she read history books for fun. No, none of that mattered. The world had decided her worth. One evening, during the café's busiest hour, a group of office workers filled a table in the corner. They ordered their coffees, loud and demanding, treating her like she was invisible. As she turned to walk away, one of them muttered just loud enough. Pretty face. Zero brains. The table erupted in laughter. Sophia froze. Her cheeks burned. She wanted to defend herself, but the words stuck in her throat. She gripped the tray tighter, trying not to cry. That's when another voice cut through the noise. Calm. Steady. Different. That's enough. She turned and saw him. Daniel. A single father who often visited the café with his little daughter, Lily. Everyone knew his story. He lost his wife to cancer 2 years ago and had been raising Lily alone ever since. He carried himself with quiet strength, always polite, always gentle. Now, he was standing up from his table, his gaze fixed on the men who had mocked her. You call her dumb because it's easier than admitting she has more dignity than you, he said, his tone sharp but respectful. You think words make you powerful. But all I see are grown men trying to tear down a woman who's working hard. That doesn't make you clever, it makes you weak. The room went silent. The laughter died instantly. The men shifted uncomfortably, and one muttered something under his breath before they all looked away. Sophia stood there, stunned. No one had ever defended her like that. Not once. Daniel glanced at her, his expression softening. Don't ever let people like that decide who you are. Then he returned to his seat beside Lily, as if he hadn't just silenced an entire café with a few words. Sophia's hands trembled as she placed the tray down. For the first time in years, someone had seen her, not just her looks, not just the label, but her. The following weeks, something changed. Every time Daniel and Lily came to the café, Sophia found herself smiling more genuinely. She noticed how Daniel spoke to his daughter with such care, how he encouraged her to be curious and kind. He treated people with respect, no matter who they were. Sophia started opening up too. One evening, when the café had quieted down, she brought him his usual coffee and hesitated before saying, "You know, I'm studying business management. I want to open my own bakery someday." Daniel smiled, a real smile that made her heart skip. That doesn't surprise me at all. You've got the determination. You just need people to stop underestimating you. Her chest tightened. But they always do. Then prove them wrong, he replied simply. Not for them, for yourself. And for that little girl over there who's going to grow up learning what strength looks like. Lily waved at her from across the table, and Sophia felt tears prick her eyes. It wasn't easy. Every day, Sophia still faced whispers and sneers. But now, she carried Daniel's words with her like armor. She studied harder, saved every extra tip, and even started sketching ideas for her bakery. One night, a group of the same office workers returned, ready to sneer again. But this time, Sophia stood taller. When one of them chuckled, "Hey, hot but dumb, bring us more sugar," she didn't flinch. She leaned forward and said, "You'll have to get it yourself. I'm too busy planning my future while you waste your time insulting strangers." The entire café went quiet, then erupted in applause. Daniel's proud smile from across the room lit up her world. Months later, Sophia stood in front of her very own bakery, ribbon-cutting scissors in hand. Daniel and Lily were in the front row, cheering louder than anyone. She had made it, not because she was hot or because she had to prove she wasn't dumb, but because she finally believed in herself. As she looked at Daniel, she realized something even more powerful. Sometimes, all it takes is one voice, spoken with class, to drown out 1,000 cruel whispers.